Welcome everybody to the 45th Annual Award and Scholarship Celebration. I need to start out by letting everybody know the emergency exits, flight attendant training. They're in the back and this way. So if anything crazy happens, you'll know where to go. Right. So, and I also wanted to start out with a land acknowledgement. Because Sierra College sits on the land, traditional land, of the Nisenan Maidu tribe. And it's become sort of traditional when we open up official ceremonies to acknowledge that fact that the United States has been here on this land for 100, 150 years, but Native Americans were here for 10,000 years before that. And they didn't voluntarily give up their land. It was kind of just taken. So we wanted to pay our respects to the land itself and to be grateful for the physical space that we're on and to pay our respects to the elders of the Nisenan tribe, past, present, and future. So I just wanted to acknowledge that. This award ceremony is really neat for me. I'm the chair of our honors committee here at Sierra College and also the faculty advisor for Phi Theta Kappa, which is a national honor society. And so I get to work with really incredible students a lot. And this end of the year celebration is a time when the donors and the institution could acknowledge some of our really outstanding students. In Phi Theta Kappa this year, just to give you a sense of what we've done, we have an art therapy committee where students go and do art projects with senior citizens, just volunteer to do that. That's a student-generated idea. Somebody wanted to do that, and then they did it, and Phi Theta Kappa supports them. We have a program that identifies young mothers at Sierra College, often single moms, and we surreptitiously get their children's birth dates and put little gift packages together unbeknownst to them, and then on their children's birthday we give it to them as a sort of a surprise present. That's another thing that we do. We've built birdhouses for our little avian friends here on campus. We've done that. We have a period poverty committee which organizes and distributes feminine hygiene products for women for whom that's a financial burden, so we try to remove some of that burden for them. And we've done a number of things with our Afghan refugee population. Those of you who may remember last summer, the Taliban took over Afghanistan, and there were people who made it out. Some of the people who made it out are here in our area, Sacramento, and they don't know English, and they don't have jobs, and they just lost their home and their family, and they're scared and thankful to be here and to be safe, but they don't have many resources. So our Phi Theta Kappa club has organized food drives, supplies, clothing, mattresses. Most of these people sleep on the floor in their apartments, so we've done stuff like that. So we have 8 students who are going to get awards tonight in Phi Theta Kappa, and that's just a small, I would say, section of what these students are doing. This is 8, so we've got a couple hundred in here. So multiply 8 by whatever, 20 or so, and you've got the sorts of activities that these fantastic young men and women are doing in our community. I want to express my thanks to them and all the students I've gotten to work with. It's just a real pleasure to be around people who are 20 and have so much energy. I was like, I don't think I had that much energy when I was 20. Like I was working on stuff at 2 in the morning, and I'm like, oh my goodness. So it's a wonderful opportunity to honor them. I want to introduce our first speaker, Willie Duncan. Wanted to say a few things about Willie by way of introduction, but over the last 10 years or so since he's been here, Sierra College has achieved success in almost every measure of student performance, graduation rates, many other aspects as well. Mr. Duncan has shepherded us through bond measures, which have been enormously impactful to our campus, increased our credit rating to AAA, according to Moody's, which saves our local taxpayers millions of dollars. and has just done a number of incredible things for the campus. This spring, the Sacramento Business Journal nominated him, or awarded him, the award of Notable CEO or CEO of the Year in honor of what he's done. And he's done many things, but how he's helped us move through COVID has been fantastic, and very grateful to him and for his leadership and his team's leadership for moving us, I think, as reasonably and rationally as possible through a pretty difficult time. I stalked him a little bit on his Twitter page to see how he defined himself on Twitter, and I thought I would share that with you. His Twitter profile says, CEO, husband, father, son, brother, uncle, grandfather, cousin, friend, and blessed. So you can see the emphasis on relationships there. And my own perception of Willie is that he makes everybody around him better, which is, to my mind, the single greatest quality a leader can have. So it's my pleasure to introduce to you President of Sierra College, Willie Duncan.
Wow, that kind of brought a tear to my eye. I'm going to have to take you with me every place I go, Jason. I really appreciate that introduction, and I'm going to be relatively short and brief with my comments tonight because I want us to get to the goal tonight of handing out some scholarships, which we're all here for. But I do want to welcome you. It's pretty amazing, our 45th annual scholarship celebration. It's so nice that we're able to do this. You know, I forgot how enjoyable it was. We had 2 years off where we couldn't do this, and so it's just so nice to be back with everybody together and be able to celebrate this way. And I'm super excited. You know, commencement is next week, and we'll be honoring our largest graduating class ever at Sierra College. So even through, So even through the pandemic, students have worked so hard, and as a college, we've worked hard, and our students are succeeding at a ever greater level. So I'm super proud of that. I want to say a big, giant thank you to our sponsors who have donated their hard-earned money so that these scholarships can be given. And just to give you a context, we have 235 scholarships with over $210,000 being awarded tonight. So really proud of that effort, and it would not happen without our sponsors. And I want to thank our financial aid office and our foundation for all of the work they do. You know, they are always there supporting our students and giving that little bit of extra that our students need. They put this event on, and just really appreciate them so much in the work that they do. And that extends to the staff in financial aid and the foundation, and also to all of our foundation board members who are here tonight and are part of this effort on a daily basis. We couldn't do what we do, and I know our students wouldn't be as successful without them. So thank you for that. And then I want to say congratulations. If you're a student here tonight that is getting a scholarship, congrats to you. You've worked hard. You deserve this. This is fantastic. And we know that if a student gets financial support like a scholarship, their chance of success goes way up. And so we love being able to raise money and be able to give it to you in this form because we know it can be the difference between a student being able to come to college or not. And so congratulations to you, students. And if you're a family member or a friend that's here tonight with a student that's getting a scholarship, congratulations to you too, because this doesn't happen by accident, and every student needs support, and the support of their family and their friends sometimes is, just like money, is also the difference between them being successful and not being successful. So applaud yourselves too, because of your support, your students are successful. With that, it's my pleasure to introduce the president of our Board of Trustees, Carol Garcia.
Well, good evening, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here today. I'm a graduate of Sierra College, so is my husband and our 2 daughters. It's the best community college in the state of California, so congratulations to all of you. You're lucky to be going to school here. Yes. So on behalf of the Sierra College Board of Trustees, I would like to congratulate you as a scholarship recipient. It is my pleasure to be here with you this evening to celebrate all of your success. I know that each of you has worked hard to get to where you are today, and these awards are well deserved. These scholarships would not be possible, as President Willie said, without the endowments and donations given to Sierra College by numerous businesses, nonprofits, and individuals, many of whom are Sierra College alumni, just like myself. These donors believe in our educational system and in your abilities. They want to see you succeed and fulfill all of your dreams moving forward. Again, congratulations for being a recipient of our 2022 scholarship program, and best of luck in all of your future endeavors. Thank you.
So we're going to give out these scholarship awards. We're going to do it on stage, and if you're comfortable shaking the hands of the person who's going to give you the award, go ahead. If you're not comfortable, put your hand over your heart as you're approaching them. They'll do the same, and no problem. If you'd like to take pictures of your loved ones receiving their award, you can come up front. You're more than welcome to and take pictures. That's fine, too. At this time, we'd like the award recipients with last names A through L. So if your last name begins with an A or B or C or all the way down to L, exit through the back and line up around this side of the auditorium, and we'll start getting organized to do the awards themselves. While people are leaving, I wanted to say a few words about the inside flap of the program, where it talks about some of the initiatives that the Sierra College Foundation does. And I just kind of wanted to expand on them just very, very briefly. But they've targeted a number of areas, I think 5 or 6, of areas that they want to make a meaningful difference in the lives of our students. The first one is Guardian Scholars, foster kids, former foster youth. We have about 100 students a year who show up on campus for former foster youth. And if you don't know anything about the foster care system, it's sobering. So a lot of times these kids will show up with just a garbage bag full of their clothes, no home, no resources, no nothing. So the foundation has decided to prioritize them and their well-being and their education and their future, and have set a goal for $1 million to raise so that we can take care of our foster kids. The second group is veterans. We know that it's very difficult to serve overseas, and especially in combat situations. The GI Bill lets people come back, and the transition can be challenging for our veterans. So the foundation has targeted also our veteran students and has a number of initiatives to try to help them transition, get their degree, and go on and achieve their goals. A third one is business and entrepreneurs, community relations, entrepreneurs in the local community and workforce development. Then there's a student emergency fund, and I wanted to read this because it's pretty telling. Students are faced with the high cost of books, increased fees, and normal living expenses, for example, rent, car payments, health care, to name a few. It is not unusual for the foundation to receive a call from a faculty or staff member about a student sleeping in his or her car. I've had students asked to sleep in my office, and I've let them. This is real. Who needs money for a rent deposit, a single mom who lives far away and the gas is going to prohibit her from reaching her goals, or a student who's lost his job. There are all kinds of difficult situations that our students face, and the foundation has set up an emergency fund to help them navigate through these difficult times and continue on with their goals and their long-term future. And another thing they do is the endowment for students and then these scholarships. So I just wanted to very briefly kind of expand on that list of things that's on the inside cover of your program. And, working with the foundation and the people who run the foundation is fantastic, wonderful people, and they do incredible things for all of our students. And so with that, I'd like to introduce the president of the foundation, Mr. Robert Dugan.
Half of our students are lining up in the hall. I hope their family members are still here because I just want to share a little word about the why. I know every student in here, right, that is here getting some kind of support today, getting a scholarship today, whether it's a narrowly focused scholarship on your future or a more broadly focused scholarship because of the challenges you've faced and the opportunities folks want to see you achieve. You're looking at how you can get from here to there, right? How you can make that next step, right? Am I right? Help me out. Yeah, right? So this is a moment where we get to celebrate. It's a real honor to ever share a stage with Carol Garcia, with President Duncan, right? With your Professor File. What an honor for a guy like me. And I'm a volunteer. I'm the president of the foundation, and I'll talk a little bit more about what I do for a living later in the program, not later in this moment. But I just wanted to take a minute because as you're focused on moving, right? And today we get to stop for just a minute because tomorrow you'll be back at running at it, won't you? You'll be back being driven. You'll be back figuring it out, right? I'm seeing some nodding heads. So today we take a moment. And I want to thank all the family members that are here, right? Because when you look at, I loved what was outed about President Duncan and his Twitter feed, right? Every reason you're here and everything that caused the what and the why to happen is because of people just like you and your family, right? And every family's different. So first, I want to thank the Board of Trustees. We have a tremendous Board of Trustees here at Sierra College. We've got some firsts and some bests in class in California and across the country because the Board of Trustees, and also thanking the administration and the faculty working together, ensure that we create curriculum that is meaningful and creates opportunities for people. And that's really awesome. I've had the privilege of working with other community colleges, and I'm just proud to say that we're best in class. And that makes it easy for us as a foundation board. Our job is to help raise the revenue and raise the support for all those priorities identified by the trustees and the administration and leadership and faculty. And you, the students, as we're figuring it out. And, Jason just went through our SCS Gives, Sierra College Foundation Gives, the Guardian Scholars, the Innovation Veterans Emergency Fund, and scholarships and entrepreneurship. And it makes it easy because we have some terrific things to offer you. So as you're running, when you leave here, right, when you get to tomorrow, when you get to the next semester, when you get to that next job, and you're looking at how you can achieve, because you wouldn't be sitting in this room if you weren't focused on that. I want to share with you a story of the why, because we talked about the what. We've got donors that want to support. We've got donors that, tonight, we'll be giving more than $200,000 in scholarships, and this year that number is actually more than $300,000 overall. Each one of those dollars, each one of those scholarships comes from somebody who has worked to earn that and gives into our system, in to support you. And they obviously have faith in you, right? And the volunteers that read your scholarship essays and applications obviously found you worthy to sit here with us today. And there's so many more that are worthy that just don't even know to apply. So I'm going to give you a challenge as you move forward and as you think about those next steps. The next time you stop and think, and whether it's a week from now, a month from now, a year from now, remember this moment, right? And what went into it. Because the why is about investing in you. The why is about our future. The why is in having faith that you're going to go do the same thing they did in your own way as you move forward. And these are people, in some cases, you won't ever get to meet, right? but they know who you are, not maybe by your personal name and your personal story, but they certainly know categorically the stories. That's why they helped us create what is the best veteran support program in the California community college system, and in some cases better than four-year universities, because they know who those folks are here in our region that deserve it, right? They helped us build that emergency fund because they know who those students are, and they're here now able to help invest in your future and have faith in your future to make that difference. Each one of those programs that Jason listed out are programs that we have donors that want to help make happen for you. And we're going to keep innovating. God willing, we'll keep our president for a lot longer, and we'll continue to have this wonderful board of trustees that we have, and our donors will continue to invest in that next generation and that next semester. And when you're off and working in your career, right, there'll be students that are 5, 10 years younger than you, 5, 10 years from now, that'll also be getting scholarships. When you have that moment to stop and think about that why, ask yourself how you can pay it forward. And I'm going to give you one thing that absolutely every one of you can do that we really need today. Because part of that why is empathy. In this crazy world we're in, how many would agree? You don't have to raise your hands, but things are a little crazy right now. But donors, our donors here for Sierra College and the folks that have helped raise the funds and help you get these scholarships have empathy for the fact that they need to do their part and they need to be helping others. And empathy costs you nothing. And so as you move forward, that would be my challenge for you. Have empathy for those around you. Read through that page on the inside cover, and if you don't know a single student that has been any of those programs, you can think about how grateful you can be for the fact that you don't. But think about those that are being helped so they can achieve just like you are with those programs, and have empathy, because you never know if it's the student sitting right next to you in your first class next semester. And go forth. Congratulations to every one of you. You earned it here. You made it happen for yourself, and we're looking forward to a bright future for you. Thank you. Jason, back to you.
Can we have Bobby, James, Todd, Rebecca, and Willie come up to the stage and get ready to hand out these awards?
Nadia Ansari. Jessica Bosket. Cyan Cadigo. Alicia Bautista. Sergey Shepak. Daman Preet Batal. Issa Cook. Ike Bischoff.
Susie Courtwright.
Bailey Brent.
Katie Eskelson Tyson.
Stephanie Davalos.
Bailey Everett.
Ashley Dio.
Autumn Hardy.
Fian de Santiago.
Roland Hardy.
Kara Dearson.
Becky Hunter.
Jenna Dooley.
Elena
Aviel Gallagher.
Ho Ren Creo.
Hannah Garton.
Jonathan Carabinas.
Gunnar Geis Sheps.
Madeline Kemp.
Austin Gorge.
Karen Lerda.
Ellen Glass.
Sabrina Locke.
Cesius Glass.
Live La Vita.
Aya Ismail.
Brittany Loftus.
Anina Lawrence. Oh. Are we supposed to get the L to? No? Is that is the moment where I'm just talking in the mic, saying hi to everybody? Gosh, that baby was cute.
Forgive us, we're a little, we're winging it here, so. Now, the M through Z last names, if you could get up and same thing, walk to the back, form a line, back around the side here, and we'll do the next part of it. So, at this time, I would like to invite Mr. Dugan back to say a few more words. I think you were going to talk about your job and what you do now. Okay, very good. So we're going to bring the president of the Sierra College Foundation back to the stage.
So as your students come back, I have the privilege of pinch hitting for a good friend of mine and a good friend of the college's, and a good friend actually of many of yours that you just haven't met yet. A friend of ours here at the college, Peter Hull, who is the Chief Medical Executive at Sutter Medical Center, was ill. So I have the privilege of speaking in his stead really about the employer value of why we're here. I like to talk about the why, right? When you take a moment, it's always good. You guys have to go after the what every day. And those of you students that didn't get to hear me earlier, right? I like to talk about what you're facing, right? It's the what. You got to get to the next step and the next step. And you did tremendous things to get here. But on behalf of Peter today, and I knew Peter when he first came in as an ER doc, at Sutter Roseville, and now he's the chief medical officer there. You know, Sutter is one of our partners, and I think it's a good example and a good example of many of our partners here that help us, not just with things like scholarships, but with the other things that you saw inside the front cover. In Peter's case, with our healthcare and our allied health careers that we're working on, right? The nursing center and the partnerships we have. You know, employers throughout our region value you and value the leadership of the campus, from the trustees through the president all the way to the accounting office, and then of course to the faculty, right? And the knowledge transfer that you're going after, that some days seems like it's a bear, maybe even a couple of those prerequisites a bore. But on a day like today, a victory, right? Am I right? Okay, just making sure you're with me, right? I did that to the last one. I did that to the last group. While you were all lining up, I was talking to your colleagues and their family members and friends, and I made them respond to me just to make sure I wasn't boring you to death. But in my day job, I'm the president and CEO of the California Construction and Industrial Materials Association. So my members represent all the folks that dig rock, sand, and gravel out of the ground and turn it into things like concrete, like asphalt, build buildings like this. I also represent those that dig precious metals and rare earth materials out of the ground that make things like your iPhone that you're using right now, critical materials. And these industries, along with the healthcare industry, along with so many others that we have supporting the college, know the value of what you're getting, right? You may not have seen it. You may be working in that job just so you can get through college. I'm a product of returning to college, a product of that first 2 years at a community college and the second 2 at a CSU to get my degree after I grew up a little bit after high school. But I did not see those opportunities that I get to see today for your future. So I'll just give you a glimpse. We know we need more talent. Let me say that again. We know we need more talent. They are supporting our foundation by investing in you today, by investing in your colleagues that aren't here today but may be beneficiaries in some other way, whether it's the additional support for better equipment for instruction, or support through the Veterans Center, or support through the the foster care program with our Guardian Scholars program. And we know we need more talent. Did I say that enough times that you got that right? So it's valuable and it's important. We know that what you get here at the community college level, and specifically at yours, mine, theirs, and everyone else's Sierra College, is going to translate directly into skills that you can take, right? Whether you're getting an industry recognized certificate or you're working on that AA for transfer, right? We know as employers, it's one of the reasons why I just love being part of the foundation. And really, I get to call myself the president of the foundation, but really I'm just a guy that gets to speak for all the foundation board members, and there are plenty of them that do far more work than I do. But we know why we're here, and it's you. It's that investment in you. So take that with you today as you march on into the next battle of your academic careers, and look at how you're going to launch your enterprise and your education, because every one of you now deserves to launch your enterprise. Whatever that is, make it happen, because employers like us are investing in you because you're our future. You are the folks that, can I say it, Ned? You're the folks that are going to make sure the economy keeps running when I retire, right, Ned? So one of my colleagues from the board is here, and he's never going to retire. He's just going to keep finding great things to do. But we look at this and we discuss this at board meetings, and we hear about the stories of your travels, and we share them with our donors, the stories of your lives as you overcome obstacles, because every one of us has them. You get to today, right, launch your enterprise with a little bit more peace of mind, because somebody has invested in a scholarship for you to help you pay that bill. But we know that doesn't cover all the challenges you'll face. Just keep launching your enterprise and have as much faith in you as the employers in this region have in you that help us with the foundation by investing in your future. And with that, I couldn't do it as well as Peter did it, but I did my best. But I wanted you to understand the employer piece, because they are a major partner to President Duncan and the rest of the team. And with that, I'll turn it back over to you.
And scene.
Emily Mina.
Jody McCaffrey.
Jessica Munster.
Taylor Mitchell.
Brittany Meneses.
Elijah Mendez.
Julia Matmayev.
Sedona Purcell.
Sarah Molman.
Dana Parot.
Pao Nissen.
Trinae Schupman.
Anthony Rosa.
Madison Staples.
Noel Turaui.
Nancy Knoll.
Perla Tellez.
Vanessa Tejeda.
Kumil Warner.
Elisa Riggs.
Allison Welch.
That's it.
Okay, so I just wanted to make a few closing remarks. What I was thinking about was for you students who've just received these awards, it may feel to you like money just fell out of the sky. And I want to go back to what Mr. Dugan said a little bit earlier. That money did not fall out of the sky. It's the result of people who've achieved some measure of success in their lives and asked themselves, what do we want to do with this success? And they answered, we want to give it to kids and help them start their dreams, to give back to the community. So every dollar that you've been given is a result of someone's decision to give you that money. And in the scroll that you were given, there's some instructions that you'll need to be able to access the money enrollment forms, for example, for transfer scholarships and other things. And they ask you to take a moment to fill out a thank you note to your donor. And I hope you do that, and I hope you do it thoughtfully, because this money is the result of someone giving of themselves, giving of their pocketbook, and giving of their time to try to help make your life a little bit better. And it occurred to me, too, that in such a politically divided time, our donors probably, I don't know, but they probably span the political gamut, conservatives and liberals, Republicans and Democrats. And in this, they're the same, that they've all decided to make a little sacrifice out of themselves to invest in the well-being of our future. And it strikes me as being a really kind of a beautiful thing that we can argue so much about politics and things can seem so divisive, but when it comes to you, we can unite and come together and try to build a better country. And you're, of course, an integral part of that. So please take an extra little bit of time to think what you want to say to the person or people who've given you this award. And congratulations, by the way, you earned it. So thank you all very much. I think there's stuff outside, food and things like that. So go eat and drink and be merry. So.